Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original series Jessica Jones Season 3. So this is it, the end of the Netflix Marvel series, and this is the last time we're going to see Jessica on her outing. I was a little bit worried about how they were going to finish it, and could they possibly finish it strong and somehow nod towards all the other series as well, because they've kind of got to do something to kind of recognize everything that's gone before, or do they? Anyway, I'm going to get other Ruben, to tell you about the first 8 episodes of Jessica Jones Season 3. And then I will tell you about the last 5, and I'll tell you about the reason why I'm splitting it up in a minute. Hi Ruben, yep, sure, I'll review the first 8 episodes. So Jessica Jones Season 3 actually has 13 episodes as per usual, but Netflix gave all the press and everybody, the content creators like me, the first 8 to review. And I was initially just going to review the 8, and then once I got to the end of the 8th episode, I thought that was doing a disservice to Jessica Jones, because what happened in episode 8 was quite unique to the storyline, and so I thought I couldn't review just the 8. I know some people have, and they've given the 3rd season a bad rap because they haven't reviewed the full season, and I think that's bad. So anyway, the first 8 sees Jessica Jones and her team kind of disbanded. They're reeling from what happened in season 2. Jessica's mother has died, and her friendship between her team is broken.
You know what, Jess? You do it your way, I'm gonna do it my way.
It takes the first few episodes for them to get back together, kind of, but they never really are what they were in the first 2 seasons, even though the 2nd season saw them breaking apart. Now you have these guys, the team seems much stronger, much more badass. They can do a lot more. I don't want to go too much into what Jessica's team can do, but if you've seen the trailers, then you know that powers are involved, so I guess they kind of gave that away. And I thought season 3, well, at least the first episodes, really worked well when Jessica and her team were back together, at least her partnership, and I thought those moments, it was shining.
I don't know about that.
Filming, as per usual, is okay. There's one particular episode that's directed by Jessica, or Jessica Christina, which I thought was great. There were the stunts that I thought she choreographed brilliantly. I do wish that there was some more action sequences, but it's never really about that with Jessica. It's about the detective work, it's about relationships and drama, and I thought they handled that quite well for season 3. I have to say, I was hoping that this would finish massively. It would be the biggest one, because this is the last Marvel Netflix content, but at the same time I knew they couldn't go too far or stray too far away from what you were getting already, because they had to keep the continuity with what we've had already. I love season 1, I thought it was brilliant. I thought season 2 was okay. Season 3 episodes are quite slow, but from there on it really develops into something good, because again, your hero, your anti-hero can only be as good as your bad guy, and the bad guy in this is quite menacing. Reminded me a lot of Dexter. I thought he was the character in this is good. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I think you'll see what you can get from the first 8 episodes within the trailer. Thankfully, I think in the trailer they've kept some stuff back from the last 5, and now I'm going to pass over to Ruben to review the last 5 and the series as a whole. Thank you, Ruben. So the last 5 sees the culmination of all 3 series, plus what has happened with the first 8 episodes. Characters take a while to get to grips with what has happened. It's kind of a big moment in series 3, without going into any spoilers.
Jessica Jones.
It does feel like it could have been, I don't know, by 10 episodes, maybe even 8. There are scenes where I feel like they could have taken it out. But where this story does shine is where the characters are being explored about what they are now. The culmination of all 3 series, the culmination of what it means to be a hero, really asks that question in this series.
I have the only superpower.
And Jessica herself is trying to come to terms with the fact that she's always been a hero. And then her best friend, her sister Trish, has also come to terms with what she's always wanted to be, and you get the clashing of titans, almost clashing of heads between sister, between best friends, between heroes.
Let's go get him.
I don't need your help.
And in the middle of that, you still got the other characters around, the lawyer. You've got Malcolm doing his thing, and these characters intertwine beautifully, I think, in parts, and sometimes the story does divulge too much on separate storylines. Where this really does shine, though, is when Trish and Jessica are coming heads to heads on basically their core beliefs of what it means to be a hero. I think, apart from the first season, this is my favorite. The thing I was concerned with was really how were they going to complete this series, knowing that this is the end, that there's no more, that Disney's going to pick it up, and even if Disney did their own thing, it wouldn't be with these actors. They'd reshoot it completely from the beginning. So that was always kind of in the back of my mind, thinking, well, how can they possibly do justice? How do you finish something strongly? And I think they do. Without going again into spoilers, I think there's a moment where you see the character come into her own, where she kind of chooses. And I'll leave that for you to discover. There are also a couple of nods to the other series. There's mentions of Rand, and you might even see a character that you might enjoy from the other series, the Marvel Netflix series, which I thought was nice. It was kind of just like but it is a bittersweet goodbye. There are a couple of episodes, and especially the last one, where they go in towards the kind of the wrapping up of everything, the goodbyes, and I was like, yeah, this is bittersweet, because this is the season where I really felt like they came into their own with what Jessica could be in subsequent seasons, if we were ever going to get those. It's the buddy cop detective stuff, the camaraderie between best friends, the disagreeable things that they clash on, but it could have been something great. They could have gone into so many more storylines, and the Kilgrave character was great. If we had more of those for Jessica to tackle in future seasons, it would have been amazing. Her and Trish and Malcolm finally being that team that we wanted them to be, after overcoming these massive questions of what it is to be a hero. How do you become a hero and not lose yourself? All these questions are always being asked in amongst the story and the action is good in parts. When they get down to this one particular fight scene that I really enjoyed, I thought it did its job well. Overall, I think it's a fairly solid season. I definitely think it's better than season 2, well, for me anyway. I still think Kilgrave is my favorite bad guy, and David Tennant as Kilgrave I thought was just phenomenal in that role, and for me that is still the best season. But as a kind of wrapping up, I thought they did quite well with what they had. I do think 13 episodes is too much. 10 would have probably been a better pace, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about this season in the comments below. I know others have thought this is pretty weak and slow and just boring. I've seen some other reviewers and critics saying this is the worst out of the lot. I don't think that's the case. I think this was pretty good. I think the acting was good. I really like Trish Walker's character, her arc, the way she's gone on this journey and what she becomes in this series. I think that was great. And seeing her and Jessica together, whether it's fighting together, whether it's fighting against each other, whether it's fighting against other guys, I think their arc is what makes this season good. So yeah, do let me know in the comments below what you thought about this season. I'm going to give this a B+. It's not quite A level, because there are some things, like I mentioned, that could have been better. Pacing, length. Would like to know what you thought about this. Did you enjoy it? Are you hoping that somehow this might be revitalized in Disney? Let me know in the comments below. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.